Hello and welcome back to Fist Entertainment for my review of 2016's Jason Bourne, which is the final film in the Bourne franchise currently. And probably will. I don't think they're going to make any more of these. They did make a TV series called Treadstone. I get a little bit more personal with you guys, so just give me a second here. They did make a TV series called Treadstone, but as far as movies are concerned, I think the Bourne story is now literally done. Alright, well, my opinion on Jason Bourne. Why did this movie not make as much money or get as much critical applause? I'll be honest with you, I don't know. But my guess would be because there's too many people out there that are radically political and just want to judge an entire good time at the movies based off of the personal views of an actor. I think it's stupid. I really do. I think that is dumb. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people even on this channel that do not like my political views because I literally hate Republicans and Democrats, and I make it very, very clear that I hate both of them. But this is not a political review. But I just wanted to bring that up really quick because I get tired of it. I get tired of people judging an actor in constant appraise of a good movie that is legitimately a great movie to watch based off of what a actor believes in his personal life politically. I think it's just stupid. Alright, well, my opinion of the movie itself. Upon the rewatch of this film, I gotta say I am very, very surprised to actually be saying this. Out of the 4 movies that are about the character Jason Bourne, I would have to say that obviously the Bourne Ultimatum is my absolute favorite one. But this, I actually like this more than the Bourne Identity and the Bourne Supremacy. I know it's weird to say that, but I actually do like this one more than the Bourne Identity and the Bourne Supremacy. I think a lot of it has to do with the plot of the movie. It really goes a lot on the backstory of the main character in a lot of ways. And it helps you understand why everything happened and what transitioned into having David Webb become Jason Bourne and what circumstances it was all about. Alright, plot of the movie. Let's see, 2016, so I do a little bit of math here. Taking place 9 years after the events of the Bourne Ultimatum, there's another program. Of course, there's a lot of these programs, obviously, that has been, looked at in the previous film, The Bourne Legacy, which I still think is a great movie. And obviously, you guys agree with me on that. It's not the greatest movie, but it is a great movie. It's a standalone film. But it was explained in that particular movie that there are many programs at the Central Intelligence Agency that have to do with mind manipulation and genetics. It's not just Treadstone. Well, in this one, you have a program called Iron Hand. And basically, we find Jason Bourne living off-grid. I don't know if it's in India or if he went somewhere else. I think he went to Brazil in this one, actually. And he is pretty much just being a prize fighter. He's just doing street fighting, beating people up, being beat up on until money gets high up, and then he takes his opponent out and gets paid. And just living and struggling to survive. And basically, he gets pulled back into the game when Nikki Parsons, again played by Julia Stiles, hacks into the Central Intelligence Agency, discovering all the other programs and coming across the Black Ops program file that has all of them in it. And she attempts to share it with Jason, just to obviously be killed by another operative. And upon looking at it, Jason Bourne discovers that discovers that his own father created the Treadstone program. Discovered his own father created the Treadstone program, and it cost him his own life when he refused for them to recruit his son into Treadstone. And so, because they couldn't recruit his son David Webb, which is obviously Jason Bourne, into the program, they put a hit out on his father and killed him, influencing David to pretty much become Jason Bourne. And the operative he's pursuing Jason Bourne is a Blackbriar operative who spent time in prison. It holds a vendetta against Jason. And so Jason basically gets revenge on the death of his father and takes down yet another program. But the future is not written with this, obviously. And this movie right here, Jason Bourne, is what literally leads into the TV series Treadstone. Treadstone is more like a direct sequel to the movie Jason Bourne than anything else. Well, that's pretty much the plot. A little more complicated, but also not all that complicated. Quality of the movie. This film originally, during its theatrical run, was actually in a 4K DI. The picture quality, this again was shot in 2.35.1 CinemaScope film, but modified and Blu-ray to 2.4.1 or 2.40.1, what do you want to call it. And I'm pretty sure the same way on 4K as well on this one. Universal says kind of like that. This is a 1081, obviously, the 2K version. It also is presented in a DTS-X immersive master audio sound presentation. Okay, well first let's talk about the video. Again, this film was originally intended for 4K. But this is the only one out of all these films that is actually a 4K movie during its production. So this is actually a modification, watching it in 2K. But I'm not going to buy the Jason Bourne box set in 4K just for this one movie. In my opinion, the 2K version of this film is good enough for me. Alright, this one is a lot like the Bourne Ultimatum in terms of the cutter templates and palettes and stuff like that the film has. It still looks very much like a digital movie, and that's typical for Universal, but this one is bright when it needs to be and dark when it needs to be. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that this film was originally perceived as a 4K film. And so when you take that and modify it to a 2K, all the hard work that was put in is still kind of going to be there in terms of contrast. It's not HDR, but it's still going to be there to a point in a degree. And that's kind of what it looks like to me. It looks like a 4K being down converted to a 2K. And they have that really good contrast, the bright color and lighter color and stuff like that without it being a 4K scan, although it might actually be a 4K scan on this. That's usually kind of how this type of thing works sometimes. Enough of that. The DTS-X, this is where it gets interesting. There's certain films on Universal out there that the DTS-X sound presentation is insane. Like, say, London Has Fallen, for example, with Gerard Butler. And I would say that it was pretty intensified on The Fate of the Furious. Jason Bourne is a little bit more like Atomic Blonde with his DTS-X immersive sound. But what's cool about this is that like Atomic Blonde, this particular film, DTS-X immersive sound presentation, still makes excellent use of overhead effects and immersive three-dimensional sound fields without being too intense. So it's still there. You still get the sense of having overhead effects and the sense of actually being within the action of the movie, which is what DTS-X and Dolby Atmos are supposed to do in the first place. And this film definitely does. It is intense. You say London Has Fallen, or Fate of Furious. If you want to go to different studios, Last Wish Hunter, or anything like that, no. But this film definitely does a good job with this DTS-X neutral, actually, sorry, DTS-X master audio. I get confused with that because any DTS sound presentation will be put in the DTS-X on my system. This one's actually official DTS-X, so yes, master audio. Definitely a good watch. I say it was definitely a pleasure watching these films. I'm not sure which film I'm going to review next. It's going to be random stuff, but I will make an announcement. In addition to me getting a new residence in February, in our studio changing, and actually be more of a studio, I'm going to announce that starting March 1st, I will be doing a theme month of all of the DC Cinematic Universe films that I own, which are quite a few of them are in 4K, I might add. So DC month is starting March 1st. So I hope you guys are going to be ready for the DC comic book cinematic universe of movies starting in March. And that's the next big major event on Food Entertainment. Until then, it's just going to be random films, but I hope you guys enjoyed my reviews of the Jason Bourne movies, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then.